Protesting. Welcome to the Balawan Shola Culture and Sports Palace, Almaty, Kazakhstan, for the second session of the quarterfinals on the 13th day of this, the 17th AIBA World Boxing Championships. I'm Will Vanders. Well, earlier today, we had the first session of quarterfinals. And this is our session schedule for Ring B this evening. Those are the matchups. Some surprise visitors to that list after some surprise wins in the preliminaries. Names to watch out for. Amerikanyan. Alexander Besputin. That's the heads up on the fighters to watch in the bouts this evening. So these 2013 World Championships are held biannually, and they represent the highest standard in sporting athleticism. And a lot of development initiatives, and fans will identify them. The evolved rule system introduced this World Championships. The non-use of head guards, the 10-point must system, and that incorporates a computerized system that randomly picks 3 of the 5 judges and their scores to decide the winner. Well, we go to the first of our quarterfinals. It's the men's flyweight at 52 kilos. Fighting out of the red corner from Thailand, Chachai Butti. Judges for this bout presentation are Mick Bazi from England, Clement Carrillo from Ecuador, from Tunisia, Mohamed Brahim, from Colombia, Hernando Carbonell, and from Algeria, Athmen Lazizi. Chachai Butti from Thailand in the red corner, a national champion. This is how he got here, beating the Algerian, the Colombian, the Tunisian, and the Ecuadorian. Our judges for this flyweight bout. His opponent from Azerbaijan, Elvin Mamishida, who won bronze in the European Championships. Referee from Italy, Albino Fonti. So the first of 3 rounds. This is the first of our quarterfinals. Men's flyweight, 52 kilogram. Chachai Butti of Thailand taking on Elvin Mamishida from Azerbaijan, ranked at number 6 in the AIBA World Rankings. Butti, a participant at the London 2012 Olympics, got to 9th place, lost out to Robisi Ramirez of Cuba. In 2011, made a good showing at the Olympic test event in London. Took first place there, beat the Chinese competitor, Chang Yong, a participant in the 2011 AIBA World Championships in Baku. Twice taking the Thai National Championship. Chachai Butti. Well, his opponent, the southpaw fighter, Elvin Mamishida. A bronze at the European Champions. Participant at the London 2012 Olympics. Came in 5th at the AIBA World Championships in Baku. With just over a minute of this round, it's been very much a game of let's look and let's see. Well, the Thai fighter pushing the pace of this fight along. Mamishida trying to work the counter. Well, that momentum's changed now. The Azerbaijani just towards the end of that round, getting up to speed and matching the pace of the Thai. Those are the scores from the judges thus far. Scoring system has 5 judges who all score, but 3 of those scores are randomly picked by computer to give the final decision and ultimately decide the winner of the bout, making it, of course, completely transparent and fair. So in the action there, although Butti started off with quite a fairly aggressive attitude towards this, Mamishida, the Azerbaijani, towards the end of that round, really got up to speed. Well, Butti trying to control the ring now. And as he did in the first round, opened the round with a bit of pace, but it's leveled out. Mamishida just waiting for that counter. Happy to stand off, just work out of range. Both fighters very, very agile. A lot of mobility in the two of them. Butti just out of range. Mamishida working just those margins and capitalizing on the counter. The referee calls time for the shoelace of Chachai Butti. But the strategy for Elvin Mamishada playing dividends at this point. Just drawing on the southpaw. And slightly crisper with the shots. Good right hand there. Just a little bit untidy towards the end there. Just over half a minute left in this first round. And the crowd, you can hear, are in appreciation of the action alongside in round A. But there is some Azerbaijani support here for Mamishada on this, the B ring. So still fairly relaxed and unperturbed by everything. Both fighters return to the corner. This is how the judges scored it. So we can revisit in the replay. Just how Elvin Mamishada tries to work the counter by allowing Chachai Butti just into range, then slipping and dropping in his own shot. So the third and final round in this, the first of our quarterfinals. 52-kilogram division. Chachai Butti from Thailand in the red corner, and Elvin Mamishada of Azerbaijan in the blue. Butti playing the elusive game now, using the ring, working off that right jab. Good connections there off the combination. The Azerbaijani timed it beautifully. Butti goes in low. And again, Butti firing in the shots, forcing the action. Still the Azerbaijani coming forward. With the clock against him, you can sense the urgency. And Mamishada doing the chasing. And with just half a minute left The Azerbaijani has all the work to do. And as the clock ticks down, Butti just on the outside. And that's it, the end of the third round. And a great performance from Çağatay Butti, with the judges scoring favourably. We'll need to wait for the official version. So just waiting for the referee to announce the winner. I think there may be disappointment in the Azerbaijani camp. Yes, it's a win for Çağatay Butti of Thailand, beating the number 6 seed from Azerbaijan. This is how the judges found it. Unanimous decision across all 3 rounds. Judges from England, Tunisia and Colombia. So Mick Basie from England, 10-9, Mohamed Brahim from Tunisia and Armando Carbonell, 10-9 rounds in favour of Çağatay Butti. So he'll go through to the semi-finals, and he'll be pitched up against one of our next 2 fighters in the second of our men's flyweight 52-kilogram category. So making his way out now for our second quarter-final, Shahriyor Akhmedov of Tajikistan, fighting out of the red corner. This is his opponent, Misha Aloen. His previous bouts were against Oteng Oteng of Botswana and Alexander Alexandrov. Those are in the preliminaries. That's how he got here. Shahriyor Akhmedov, 2012 national champion. He took the Tajik national championships in 2012 in a bout against Fazamid Malakbekov. Won it on points in the final. His opponent from Russia, Misha Aloen. He's a WSB World Series of Boxing fighter, a participant in the London 2012 Olympics London, and taking bronze medal whilst he was there. Aloen won gold at the AIBA World Championships in Baku, Azerbaijan, 2011. So comes to this with a fine pedigree, the Russian. So, out of the blue corner, ranked at number 2 in the AIBA World Rankings, Misha Aloen. Fighting out of the red corner from Tajikistan, Shahriyor Akhmedov. Southpaw Aloen, slipping and showing very early on good level of ring craft, good right hand. Finds Akhmedov's head, as does the second one. Akhmedov may need to tighten up his guard. Low hands. The Russian just finds the ways in. Akhmedov may be exposed. Absolutely brilliant lateral movement from the Russian. Good exchange. So a national champion as well as the bronze medal at the Olympics, as well as the gold at the World Championships in Baku. Defending champion. Alohan demonstrating really that high standard worthy of the accolades. Finding a handful though in Akhmedov. Akhmedov in close and lands the shots now. Goes inside, works the body, Alohan. And in the exchange, the height of Akhmedov as an advantage, well, starting to pay off. Chasing Alohan. Leaves himself open for that right hand. And at the bell, that was a fiery start to this second of our quarterfinals. Shahriar Akhmedov with not a lot of experience, comes to this as an outsider. Those are the judges' scorecards, giving the round to the Russian. But, well, a very unusual and ungainly stance for the Tajiki fighter. And I think that's what's putting Misha Alohan, the defending champion, on the back foot. And in the replay, you can just see that that lack of guard is going to expose the Tajiki fighter. If, of course, our Russian champion can expose it and advantage. Settles down to round two. Shahriar Akhmedov of Tajikistan in the red corner. Defending world champion and bronze Olympic gold medalist Misha Alohan from Russia, ranked at number 2, fighting out of the blue corner. The second of our quarterfinals in the men's flyweight 52 kilogram category. Misha Alohan not allowing Akhmedov to dominate and impose himself, even though he's got that range and height advantage. Good combination there. Throws that big right hand over the top. Good left from the Russian. Great combination there. double left-right, followed by another double left-right. It's the footwork of Aloyan that's worthy of note. Great lateral movement, uses the ring, off-foots his opponent by changing direction, and then just lands those punches. Well, there's a standing count, which means Aloyan has nailed this round. And that was unfortunate for Akhmedov, but he is exposed. He drops that left hand, and the Russian advantages himself with what is in effect an open door. And again, he leads with the right, drops the left. Akhmedov and Aloyan able to go in through the door. And again, the problem for Akhmedov is trying to nail Aloyan down, and he's just too mobile. Well, I'll add hostile to that. Misha Aloyan showing real championship colours here. Mobile, agile and hostile in big numbers. I'm talking about numbers. These are the scores from our judges. And of course, in favour of the Russian, a 10-9 round, unanimously given because of the knockdown. Just in the replay, you can see that Aloyan really now has, within the first 2 rounds, worked out what it's going to take to cause problems for Akhmedov, who really started out as an outsider, but looked in the first round as if he'd be in contention here. But just being caught in that way in the second has made life just a little bit more difficult. So the third and final round. And the exchanges start straight away. The men's flyweight category. Shahriar Akhmedov of Tajikistan lands a beautiful combination on his opponent, the defending champion, Russian Misha Aloyan, fighting out of the blue. Well, Akhmedov coming back strongly in this third round. Whether he feels the first round could be split, knowing that the second is in favour of the Russian, has really brought some urgency to the work of Akhmedov. Great left from the Russian. And a great shot again. And with both fighters southpaw, just working out where the action will come from next. Akhmedov leads in with the left. Aloyan now just trying to count the clock off. Great right hand. Oh, and slips beautifully. It's a real demonstration of the artistry of boxing. Aloyan on his toes, firing from both hands. And Akhmedov really had his work cut out here in these quarterfinals. So still with great exchanges right up to the end. We're on the bell. That's the end of the third round. So as we review, the replay shows us some real pressure brought to bear by Akhmedov. But Misha Aloyan, well, a lot of skill displayed. We'll get the official verdict. So the blue corner, it's Russia, unanimous decision. Misha Aloyan, a winner on points. He will go through to the semis and match up with Chachai Buddhi of Thailand. Well, a great display of the gentle art. And excellent work from the Russian. Those are our judges from Denmark, Colombia and Tunisia. That's how they scored it. Unanimous decision. And a win on points for Russian fighter Misha Aloyan. Well, the first of our men's lightweight quarterfinals. From Venezuela, Luis Diaz. He takes on Berik Abdrakhmanov of Kazakhstan. So there'll be some partisan support, of course, for Berik Abdrakhmanov. He's ranked 6th in the AIBA World Rankings. He's a gold medalist at the Asian Championships 2013, a Kazakh national champion. Luis Martin Arcon Diaz of Venezuela. Just come off the back of a very convincing performance at the under-22 national games. 1 gold there, the Venezuelan national games. He's a former Venezuelan national champion. For Venezuela, Luis Diaz fighting out of the red corner. For Kazakhstan, Berik Abdrakhmanov fighting out of the blue. Well, the height advantage goes to Diaz of Venezuela. Abdrakhmanov trying to come in low under the guard of Luis Diaz. Referee having a word with Abdrakhmanov about a lazy late punch after the break was called. Diaz, rangy fighter, using that range to pick off Abdrakhmanov. But Abdrakhmanov absolutely fired up here. And some good leverage behind the shots of Diaz. So both fighters settling down as we get to the halfway mark. Clearly, Abdurakhmanov trying to impose himself very early. Diaz keeping composed and picking off Abdurakhmanov at range. Diaz won the Giraldo Cordova Cardin Memorial Tournament in Havana earlier this year in the 60-kilogram category. He beat Pablo Vicenti. Took a silver at the Pan American Championships in Santiago. So a lot of experience, good experience, under the belt of Luis Diaz. Abdurakhmanov, silver medal at the Great Silkway Tournament in Baku. Won the Askar Kolabyev tournament in Kazakhstan. He's a Kazakh national champion. And that means a lot more than just being a national champion. So the end of round one. And this is how the judges saw it, in favor of Diaz of Venezuela. So revisiting the action. Even though Abdurakhmanov got on the inside and started to use his power and aggression, Diaz kept him at range. And kept out of danger. Round two. From Kazakhstan, Berik Abdurakhmanov. From Venezuela, Luis Diaz. Well, Diaz takes a couple of shots on the inside there, and I think he thought he heard the referee say break. But Berik Abdurakhmanov, with that weight of national pressure on him, he'll be looking to really come and shine here. Sweet uppercut there from Diaz. And it's a smart strategy from the Venezuelan. He knows Abdurakhmanov is going to come to him, and by allowing him inside, able to throw in those shots like the uppercut, which are great strikes. Well, really pressuring the Venezuelan now. Halfway through the round, Abdurakhmanov knows he's got the work to do here. And seemingly happy to do it. Well, the Kazakh fighter being warned by the referee to be careful of shots to the back of the head. Flies in there, fearless. Diaz still keeping his composure and still composed, even in the heat of those intense slugfests in the centre of the ring. Still trying to keep Abdrakhmanov at range. There's the left from Diaz as Abdrakhmanov almost flies into the exchange. Diaz caught there. So a lot of local partisan appreciation for the performance, but those are the scores. And this time, Abdrakhmanov back in the game. So everything to play for going into the third. And this is going to make for a really exciting clash. So Abdrakhmanov absolutely hurling himself into contact. Tries to overwhelm Diaz. Diaz tried to work the counter, keep on the outside, but Abdrakhmanov powered his way back into this fight. So the third and final round, and it should make for some very exciting boxing. The first of our men's lightweight quarterfinals. From Venezuela, Luis Diaz. From Kazakhstan, Berik Abdrakhmanov. Diaz fighting out of the red corner, Abdrakhmanov out of the blue. So the Kazakh national champion, who, interestingly enough, is ranked 6th in the world rankings, in a one-round face-off against Venezuelan Luis Diaz. Well, Diaz lands his own shots after that exchange. Sheer power and aggression Berik Abdrakhmanov is bringing to his work here. And Abdrakhmanov, happy just to land, comes into the body. Diaz holding on just a little longer than he has to, just trying to maybe wear down the effort of Abdrakhmanov. Abdrakhmanov hungry for this, just having to cope with that range and accuracy Luis Diaz has at his disposal. And the left eye of Berik Abdrakhmanov needs some attention. And it would be a terrible shame if it was just more serious than having the referee clean him up, and it's not. So he gets to continue. And this time he's putting everything into this. And Berik Abdrakhmanov finishes the fight with an amazing display. Pays respect to his opponent's corner. And the crowd here at the Balwan Sholak Culture and Sports Palace on their feet in appreciation. Well, it's going to be a close call. But what a performance from both fighters. Well, he's done it. Abdrakhmanov goes through to the semis. It was a majority decision on that last round. And our judges from Tunisia, Puerto Rico and Hungary found in favor of Abdrakhmanov, and that's how they scored it. Mohamed Brahim from Tunisia, 10-9. Jose Bonet Ortez, 10-9. Roland Huaz from Hungary, 9-10. So, Abdrakhmanov goes through. So, quarterfinal number 2 in the lightweight category. Pitches Thailand against Cuba. Ceylon Ardi takes on Lazaro Estrada. So from Thailand, Ceylon Ardi. He beat Korea's Lee Sang-min and Slovakian fighter Mikhail Zolteski to get here. From Cuba, Lazaro Estrada. Lazaro Alvarez Estrada won gold at the AIBA World Championships in Baku 2011. He's come off the back of a win at the Golden Belt Tournament Constanta in Romania. His opponent, Ceylon Ardi from Thailand. He's a national champion. Just won gold at the Taipei City Cup. Going back a bit to 2009, won the King's Cup in Bangkok, won gold. So Lazaro Estrada, gold at the AIBA World Championships, bronze at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Our judges from Italy, Mr. Albino Foti. From Denmark, Mr. Lars Broville. From Lithuania, Mr. Kestutis Bagdanavicius. From Poland, Mariusz Gorni. And from Greece, Mr. Evangelos Bougiakis. 5 judges, of which 3 will be randomly picked to score. So, round 1 of 3 in this, the second of the men's lightweight 60 kilogram quarterfinals. From Thailand, Ceylon Ardi. From Cuba, Lazaro Estrada. Well, a wealth of experience for both fighters. Estrada, a bronze medalist at the Olympics. Ardi, a participant at the AIBA World Championships in Baku. Won the Thai National Open Championships. The King's Cup Bangkok, first place. That was in 2011 as well as 2009. Estrada, well, as you'd guess, a Cuban national champion. He won the 2011 Pan American Games in Guadalajara. Natural southpaw. Making life just a little bit difficult for Thai fighter Salom Ardi as we come to the closing minute of this round. Very confident, very relaxed. Estrada from Cuba, controlling the center of the ring. Salom Ardi seeded as number 7 in the world rankings. Well, a great work rate from Thai fighter Ardi. And at the end of the first round, it'll be interesting to see how the judges scored that. Well, majority in favor of Estrada of Cuba. But great attitude and great work ethic from Ardi. Still 2 rounds to go. Chance to revisit the action. Estrada at the London Olympics lost in the semis to John Joseph Nevin of Ireland. In the quarters, he beat Robinelson de Jesus Vieira of Brazil and beat Joseph Diaz of the USA in the first preliminary round. Came home with a bronze. Took silver at the Cuban National Championships. And again, in 2013. He's a WSB World Series of Boxing fighter. And as I said, coming off the back of a recent win at the Golden Belt tournament in Constanta, Romania, where he took gold. Notwithstanding, of course, his gold medal at the AIBA World Championships back in 2011. So on paper, Lazaro Estrada looking a very strong contender here. Going into the second minute of the second round of this second men's lightweight quarter-final. Well, Salom Ardi's work rate is absolutely commendable. He just hasn't stopped. He's worked off that jab. brought the fight all the time to Lazaro. Estrada. Estrada being pushed back in this second round. So with a minute to go, Ardi looking very strong and determined to put Estrada on the back foot. And Lazaro Estrada finding it very difficult to contain Salom Ardi. Lazaro Estrada finishing the round as strongly as he can. And a look of disdain from the referee as a stray punch just after the bell. That was very close, much closer than the first, and it will be interesting to see how our judges scored it. Well, still in favor of Estrada. Well, even with that atrocious work rate from Salom Ardi and huge effort and spirit, Estrada still reigns supreme, and the technical ability, and you'll see that being displayed just in this replay, the technical ability of Lazaro Estrada. Well, a definitive cut. Estrada ready to go. Third and final round. Salom Ardi of Thailand, Lazaro Estrada of Cuba. The men's second lightweight quarter-final. Coming to you from the Boloan Sholak Culture and Sports Palace in Almaty, Kazakhstan. I'm Will Vanders, this is Ring B, and this is the 17th AIBA World Boxing Championships. So with the third round underway, Estrada underlining his dominance throughout this bout in the third. Salom Ardi ranked at number 7, interestingly enough. Slick combination there from Estrada. Estrada starting to look for that big left to land. Just that degree of accuracy. Not looking to power the shots in, but just land them cleanly, and that's what's affected the scoring all the way throughout. Under a minute left in this third and final round, and although the work rate of Salom Ardi has been commendable, just the natural flow and talent demonstrated by Estrada really shining here. So under half a minute, and the clock against Ardi as well as his opponent. And Estrada congratulating his opponent with a little rub on the head. Gracious in victory. I think you'd be hugely surprised if the final decision wasn't in favor of the Venezuelan. So just waiting for the judge's decision. From Cuba, Lázaro Estrada in the blue corner. A unanimous decision in round 3 by the judges in terms of scoring. And our judges unanimous in the decision. Interesting, Lars Broville found 8-10. But from Lithuania, Magdanavicius, 9-10. From Greece, Evangelos Bougiakis, 9-10. So Lazaro goes through to the final, and he'll take on Berek Abdurakhmanov in the semis. And we move on to the men's welterweight. Now this is a fighter to watch. Alexander Besputin making his way into the ring. From Russia, his opponent, Gabriel Maestre. Maestre, 27 years of age. AIBA World Championships in Baku 2011. Participant. Alexander Besputin from Russia. Our judges from the Philippines, Algeria, England, China and Argentina. So fighting out of the blue corner, Alexander Besputin won gold at the European Championships. He's a national champion and a national under-22 and youth champion. He's the journalist's choice as one to look out for in this competition. Caused a big upset in the preliminaries. His opponent, Gabriel Maestre of Venezuela, ranked at number 3 in the world rankings, fighting out of the red corner. Besputin ranked 6. And this is going to be fast and furious right from the get-go. Maestre took silver at the Pan American Championships. He's also a national champion. Well, the Russian showing great enthusiasm for the task. Natural southpaw, really putting Maestre under pressure. Besputin impressed a lot of the media at this championships. Just look at the dropped guard, look at the confidence. Pressurizing Maestre. And at number 3 seed, Maestre, no walk in the park. And Vesputin lands that left cross. So word round the campfire, Vesputin, very strong, very fast, great technical brain. Beat Serdar Hudabayev of Turkmenistan in the preliminaries. Looking very composed and confident here against Venezuelan fighter Maestre, but Maestre lands a shot, and this could mark the end of his run. Vesputin in trouble just on the bell. Well, Maestre bided his time, and there was a moment there when they thought the bout was over and the referee said box on. Judges have scored that in favour of Maestre, but there was an exchange just off the bell. Well, I think could have been a game changer had it happened within counting distance of the end of the round. Gabriel Maestre just waited, pressurised throughout the first round by Vesputin. And that's the shot. And really, Vesputin showed incredible resilience to recover from that. That in itself was remarkable. Maestre found the sweet spot, and Vesputin struggled, it has to be said. So we go to round 2, and what an exciting matchup this has turned out to be. I did say at the beginning of the bout that Vesputin was someone to watch. But Maestre, ranked at number 3, silver medalist in his most recent outing at the Pan American Championships. Made an appearance at the London 2012 Olympics. And there's the knockdown. Maestre found a way in again. And Vesputin on the sharp end now of a very motivated Venezuelan fighter. Incredible recovery power. But will Maestre finish this? And there's the second standing count. Well, Maestre looking like he wants to finish the job. We're only halfway through this second round. And Vesputin needs recovery time, but still is engaging. And the crowd in attendance here tonight watching with bated breath, because this is an absolutely explosive matchup. Vesputin back in this, and with a minute left in this, the second round, after being knocked down once and taking a standing count in the same round, Alexander Vesputin of Russia putting in the performance of an absolute lifetime here against his opponent, Gabriel Maestre of Venezuela. On his toes, working. Half a minute left, and it's Vesputin that's bringing the fight to the Venezuelan. And there must be a point where a boxer thinks, I've thrown everything I have at my opponent. I've knocked him down. I've forced a standing count all in one round. What is it going to take? Well, Besputin is still there. We're 10 seconds off the end of the round, and Besputin is the one that's bringing the fight. And at the bell, he survived. What an absolute performance from Alexander Besputin. Absolutely fabulous display of resilience. Well, of course, judges find in favour of Maestre. But nonetheless, a heroic performance from this man, Alexander Besputin. And this is how he fell foul of Maestre. Gets caught there on the side of the head, and then Maestre in quickly with an unanswered combination. Well, for Besputin now, it all hinges on this third and final round. The first of our men's welterweight quarterfinals. Fighting out of the red corner, Gabriel Maestre. Fighting out of the blue, Alexandra Besputin. Besputin ranked 6, Maestre ranked 3. Venezuelan Maestre finding the judges' favour in both rounds. Going into this third, almost guaranteed a ticket to the semis, except for the man in blue from Russia, Alexander Besputin, who just will not go away. And Besputin still hunting. You have to recognise, of course, an absolutely top-draw performance from Gabriel Maestre. A very difficult, unwieldy opponent, strong, naturally gifted as a fighter, and he's caused real problems for Maestre, but Maestre's called the shots right, moved, stayed out of trouble, made Besputin bring the fight to him, and on the counter managed to make those shots work for him. And Besputin knows the clock's against him, the urgency is there, but he just cannot pin down Maestre. And Besputin, the urgency absolutely palpable from the Russian. And it's interesting that Besputin, at this stage of 3 rounds, quite clearly lacks the power to do any measurable damage to Maestre. Maestre still on his toes, still moving, still making Besputin work right up until the end. And it goes to the wire, and Maestre still throws the shots in. And it's Maestre, more accurate, who knocks the gum shield out of Besputin's mouth. And in the closing seconds of this third and final round, what a bout we've had here. The first of our men's welterweight quarterfinals. And in the replay, we just get a chance to revisit and get a sense of that urgency and desperation from Besputin, knowing that it's slipping away. Gabriel Maestre, gracious in victory, goes over to the corner of Besputin. we still need an official verdict. From Venezuela, Gabriel Maestre, winner on points by unanimous decision, with a performance against one of the most unknown quantities in this 2013 AIBA World Championships. The man fighting out of the blue corner, Alexander Besputin. What a performance from him, but you can't take away the skill displayed by Gabriel Maestre. He goes through to the quarters. From the quarters to the semis, I should say, to meet the winner of the next bout. Another Cuban fighter. Arisnodis d'Espagne from Cuba. Fights out of the red corner, and this is the man he takes on, Aram Amirkanyan of Armenia. D'Espagne beat Kusto Clayton from Canada, Ilyas Abadi from Algeria, and Hurshidbek Nomatov of Uzbekistan to get to these quarterfinals. Aram Amirkanyan. He beat Mexico's Marvin Cabrera, Lithuania's Elmintas Stanionis in the preliminaries, marched through to these quarterfinals. So a man to watch. From Armenia, Aram Amirkanyan. A surprise win against Marvin Cabrera from Mexico. A natural southpaw, Amirkanyan, caused an upset with that win. Really outboxed the Mexican. So one to watch out for here. He will, of course, have his work cut out against his opponent. Arisnoide d'Espagne from Cuba. Just come off a bronze medal win at the Pan American Championships. He's a Cuban national champion. Aram Amirkanyan is a recent winner of the All-Russian Students Tournament, and in 2012 he took the gold at the Moscow Championships. So round one of three in this, the second of our welterweight quarterfinals. Who will go in against Venezuelan Gabriel Maestre? Well, two southpaws in the ring. It's going to be a real cagey game between these two. Already you can see the respect both fighters have for each other. Amrikanyan not in a hurry to get too close to Despaigne. Despaigne using that ring, stalking, just trying to open up the Armenian. Big right hand there from Cuban Despaigne. Good right hand again. We might see more of that before the end of 3 rounds. And Amrikanyan drops his own right hand on as well. Well, Amrikanyan not frightened at all to bring it to the Cuban. Height advantage to Amrikanyan. But in these exchanges, Ariznoides Despaigne coming off the better. And the ring craft on show here from the Cuban, well, of note. But just look at Amrikanyan piling pressure on in this first round, trying to stake his claim early on. Well, at the end of the first, this second welterweight quarter-final just showing so much potential. Well, the judges scored in favour of the Cuban fighter Despaigne. That's how they saw it. Unanimous decision in favour of Despaigne. But what a wild card Amrikanyan from Armenia is presenting. Of course, Cuba, much like Kazakhstan, boxing is part of the national culture. I would venture the most prominent sport. So being a national champion is like being a national hero. Back to business, round 2 of the scheduled 3. From Cuba, Ariznoides Despaigne in the red corner. From Armenia, Aram Amrikanyan. And Despaigne really at the weight has probably always had to fight taller fighters, and he's got the recipe for that nailed down, that deep, low stance. He's able to slip a lot of shots of Amrikanyan, which he's doing, and countering really, really crisply. Well, Despaigne landing the shots. Amrikanyan has the intent, he has the potential, he just doesn't have an answer for Despaigne. Despagnet stepping it up now. Just over a minute in this second round to go, and Despagnet sensing Amirkhanian might just be gassing a little bit. Dominating from the centre of the ring, Despagnet starting to put the Armenian under a lot of pressure. Despagnet slips so beautifully under those shots. And Amirkhanian trying to outmuscle Despagnet, trying to close him down. But Despagnet, just another day in the office for the Cuban national champion. Well, at the end of the second, I would venture that Amirkhanian needs a strategy, and he needs it quick. Those are the judges' scores after that round in favour of Despagnet. So we revisit. Despagnet just gets down so low. Just riding under those shots of Amirkhanian, looks so confident. So going into the third and final round, Ariznoidis Despagnet of Cuba takes on Aram Amirkhanian of Armenia. Third and final round in this, the second of our men's welterweight 69 kilogram quarter-final. And Despagnet really just showing his utter dominance, landing punches at will. Amirkhanian came to this with so much potential. But Despagnet, right from the get-go, the work rate has been atrocious, and he just really had Amirkhan's number. Well, there's a standing count. Amirkhanian held up by the referee. So that's the round gone. Nothing to lose, but everything to play for here from Aram Amirkhanian. So with just over a minute left in this third and final round, the sheer dominance displayed by Cuban fighter Despagnet. Already, technically, with the round one, with that standing count, still Despagnet brings the fight. And there's the second count. Huge effort from Aram Amirkhanian. Well, an absolute spent force, Amirkhanian. And Despaigne starting to show signs of fatigue. But there's the bell. Herculean effort from Aram Amirkhanian of Armenia. But Ariznoidis Despaigne took this fight to a completely different level. And in the slow-mo, you can see the scathing shots. So we wait for the official verdict. And of course, from Cuba, Ariznoidis Despaigne, a winner by points. Unanimous decision from all judges. Judges from Korea, England and Kazakhstan. Very, very convincing performance from that young man. From Korea, Judge Kim Seok-won. From England, Mick Basie. From Kazakhstan, Natalia Soy. All found in favour of Despaigne. Interestingly enough, the scores at 10-8, reflecting not only the knockdowns in the second round, but the dominance Despaigne displayed during that bout. So Despaignes will go through to meet Venezuelan Gabriel Maestre in the semis. So we move on to the first of our men's light heavies, Nikita Ivanov of Russia. Took gold in the 2013 Continental Championships, a participant in London 2012. His opponent, Joseph Ward of Ireland. AIBA World Championships in Baku 2011, the London 2012 Olympic Games. Joseph Ward, a 3 Nations winner and a 4 Nations winner. Took gold at the European Championships in 2011 and of course an Irish national champion. Nikita Ivanov from Russia, a Russian national champion. So the first of our light heavyweight quarterfinals. And already we're seeing what purports to be a very lively matchup indeed. At 81 kilograms, well, these boxers certainly have KO capability. So watch out for some big shots here. Joseph Ward. Switch hitting. But a natural southpaw. And coming under a little bit of pressure from the Russian early doors on this. Joseph Ward, a World Series of Boxing competitor. As I say, a 3 Nations winner and a 4 Nations winner. Ivanov won the European Championships in Minsk, Belarus, earlier on this year. Won the 2013 Belarusian Open Cup. In 2012, took silver in the Russian National Championships. And in 2011, again, a silver place. But two very experienced boxers. And a very good matchup. Well, the referee has called Nikita Ivanov to have a doctor look at a cut over his right eye, and that would be a shame if it had to end like this. But it looks as if the doctor has stopped the bout, and that's a win for Joseph Ward of Ireland. Well, he'll be happy with that decision. Unfortunately, such a sad way for Nikita Ivanov to exit these World Championships. What a shame indeed. So let's just see if we can from the replay how it happened. Well, a technical decision, and Ward, the first to commiserate with Ivanov. So Joseph Ward from Ireland takes the win. And as I said, a shame that Nikita Ivanov has to exit with an injury. Nevertheless, through to the semi-finals advances Mr. Ward. And he will be pitched against the winner of the next of our light heavy quarterfinals. Abdelhafid Benchabla takes on Julio Pereza. Benchabla from Algeria, Pereza from Cuba. So this is our second light heavyweight quarterfinal. Abdelhafid Benchabla beat Syria's Ala Gousson in the preliminaries to make his way to the quarters. Julio Pereza beat the Ukrainian Alexander Ganzulia and Sergei Michel of Germany to advance thus far. Benchabla, a participant in the AIBA World Championships in Baku, London 2012 Olympics, 2013 Continental Championships, and he's a World Series of Boxing competitor. Won gold at the Mediterranean Games 2013. From Cuba, Julio Cesar de la Cruz Pereza. 3 times national champion. Won gold at the AIBA World Championships 2011 in Baku. Our judges from Germany, France, Ireland, Azerbaijan and Scotland. From Scotland, Mr. Caulfield. From Azerbaijan, Mr. Huzyenov. From Ireland, Mr. Kelly. From France, Monsieur Lane. From Germany, Mr. Aradovsky, and our referee from Belarus, Mr. Serhai Asanau. Round 1 of a scheduled 3. the second of our light-heavy quarter-finals. Abdelhafid Benchabala of Algeria, Julio Pereza of Cuba. Cuban in the blue corner, Algerian in the red. Well, already the confidence from the Cuban being rocked, I would venture, by the Algerian fighter Benchabala. So Pereza rocked into the ring, all spring, all confidence. The Algerian, it's his moment, landed the shot. But again, the confidence levels return. The Cuban drops down, tries to put a big overhand right over. Referee about holding. Pereza just patrolling the outskirts of the Algerians' reach. Benchabala really having to come in to close the distance. Pereza, incredible low, steep stance, and that big overhand right closes the gap. And that's making life very, very difficult indeed for Abdelhafid Benchabala. Gets caught with a cheeky left from the Cuban. Good left-right combination. And the Cuban dancing on the outside of the ring, forcing Benchabala to try and close that distance, and of course he knows he'll be punished when he does. Looking very confident, looking very controlled. Pereza, the Cuban, starting to stalk his opponent now. And Abdelhafid Benchabala really needs to work out a strategy quickly, because he has got his hands full. Julio Pereza has certainly caught the judges' favour. He's taken that round with a majority vote from the 3 selected judges. And a real bag of tricks, Pereza. Really having to make Abdelhafid Benchabala think about what he's doing. So on his toes, Julio Pereza trots in for the second round after a convincing performance in the first to meet Abdelhafid Benchabala of Algeria in the second. Benchabala ranked 10 in the AIBA world rankings. The Cuban ranked 2. So you could argue on paper it's a big step up for Benchabala. Pereza happy to stay at range. Well, a little bit slow there, got picked off by the Algerian. Good hand. Benchabala stepping up the work rate, trying to reverse the momentum. remove that comfortable margin that Julio Pereza has created, trying to close the distance, trying to make Pereza work. So we could see a reversal of fortunes for Abdelhafid Benchabla in this, the second round. Great balance, great movement. Julio Pereza, the Cuban, very fluid and dances exquisitely on the outskirts of the ring. And a real will-o'-the-wisp for Abdelhafid Benchabla. That moving target, just so difficult to get in the crosswires. Just dancing, the perfunctory left-hand shot every now and again. And Julio Pereza, well, looking like he is the king of the ring, the confidence just absolutely exuding. However, Abdelhafid Benchabla will want to take advantage of that if he can, and he does. Good combination left-right. And again, the right hand lands. A great round for Julio Pereza thus far. A better round for Algerian fighter Abdelhafid Benchabla. But the judges still find in favor of Pereza by unanimous decision. So, with the first two rounds securely under his belt, Julio Pereza goes into the third. Abdelhafid Benchabla, slightly better round in terms of what he was able to produce, but not in what he was able to land. And the slow-mo tells it all. Julio Pereza absolutely dominating here. So the third and final round in the second of our light-heavy quarterfinals. Ranked at number 10 in the world seeds, Algerian fighter Abdelhafid Benchabla. Ranked number 2, Cuban fighter Julio Pereza. Pereza fighting out of the blue corner, Benchabla out of the red. Well, Abdelhafid Benchabla realizes, I would venture at this stage, that it's all or nothing in this round. And if you can do something meaningful in terms of a power shot, well, there is a puncher's chance. But that's easier said than done. Pereza, an absolute enigma to the power shots of Benchabla. Superior display of boxing skill sets here from the Cuban. And he just moves and slips so elegantly. What an elegant answer is Mr. Pereza. And it's a real display, you'd have to say, a masterclass in footwork, slipping skills, punching skills, He's really making life difficult for Benchabala. That said, Benchabala lands. Big right hand from Pereza. Half a minute on the clock. Benchabala trying to pull something out of the bag here to surprise Pereza, but you just get the feeling Pereza's seen it all before. Right up until the wire, scoring away Pereza. The judges' scorecards are in, but I don't think it'll be very difficult to conclude what that result is. So Pereza goes forward to the semis, where he will meet Joseph Ward from Ireland. Ward had an easy night tonight with that decision over Russian Nikita Ivanov. The fight stopped due to injury, but Abdelhafid Benchabala's road ends abruptly here as Pereza goes forward with a great display here at the semis, here at the quarters. So for the first of our super heavyweight quarterfinals, Legor Plevarko from the Ukraine. He beat the Algerian Hamza Bouguerni and Abdallah. Abdallah Kaidan in the preliminaries to reach the quarterfinals. So Legor Plevarko, a participant in the AIBA World Championships, London Olympics. His opponent, German fighter Eric Pfeiffer, took bronze at the AIBA World Championships, got through to round 16 in the London 2012 Olympic Games, quarterfinals of the 2013 Continental Championships. Three times and current national champion in Germany, a World Series of Boxing participant. Our judges: Andrew Caulfield from Scotland, Albino Foti of Italy, Roland Juhas of Hungary, Jose Bonet Ortiz of Puerto Rico. From Greece, Evangelos Bougiakas, our referee. From Finland, Rus Allen. Igor Plevarko from the Ukraine. Took a win at the European Olympic Hopes Championships. Bronze at the Ukrainian National Championships. Plevarko comes to this a little bit of an outsider. Certainly in the rankings. Eric Pfeiffer ranked 6th in the AIBA World Rankings. Pfeiffer, as I said, a bronze medal winner at the AIBA World Championships in Baku. Lost out to Ivan Dichko of Kazakhstan, interestingly enough, at the London 2012 Olympics. Got to 11th place. A regular competitor in the World Series of Boxing seasons. So off the back of that recent triple German national championship win, Eric Pfeiffer of Germany fighting out of the blue corner. The men's super heavyweight category is plus 91 kilos, and the Ukrainian has damage to his right eye, and I think his face says it all. He's off to see the doctor, and the doctor will look to see whether or not he can continue. Well, the doctor's cleared and the fight continues. Pfeiffer straight on the target. That right eye of Yegor Plevarko, the focus of the Germans' attention, and the Ukrainian powers in, trying to outmuscle Pfeiffer. Right hand of Pfeiffer's goes in again, left. And Pfeiffer trying to trouble that eye if he can. Well, again, the referee, Bruce Allen, to see whether or not the damage to Yegor Plevarko's eye will prevent him from continuing. Well, he's been cleared and the fight restarts with just under 20 seconds on the clock. And Pfeiffer targeting the eye. Doing well to keep his head clear. The Ukrainian just coming in behind that left hand, and he's left so open to Pfeiffer being able to target that. So the judges score in favor of the German Eric Pfeiffer. Meanwhile, the corner of Yegor Plevarko really calling for him to be much sharper. So in the replay, we can just revisit. And all Pfeiffer's had to do is sit back towards the end of this round, knowing the Ukrainian had the work to do, knowing that he'd expose himself. And it would be a shame for a stoppage at this stage. But let's see what this second round brings us. Yegor Plevarko of the Ukraine in the red corner, ranked number 6 in the world. German fighter Eric Pfeiffer fighting out of the blue. This is the second round of the first of our men's super heavyweight quarter-finals in this second session tonight in Almaty. The 2013 AIBA World Boxing Championships. Solid connections now, and that right eye of Plevarko surely must play a factor in the determination of the result here. And referee Roos Allen, Finland, calling for the doctor to give a decision as to whether or not the Ukrainian can continue. And he said no. And it's always a shame when a bout ends as a result of an injury. Nevertheless, Eric Pfeiffer of Germany put in the work. So the decision to come, technical though it may be. So Pfeiffer with the win. He goes through as the first of our semi-finalists in the men's super heavyweight, 91+ kilograms. Yegor Plevarko having to withdraw due to injury. Well, coming up next is the man who beat Eric Pfeiffer in the London 2012 Olympics. From Kazakhstan, Ivan Dichko. Ranked number 2 in the AIBA World Rankings. This super heavyweight boxer comes in against a ranked outsider from India, Kumar Saitesh. But Ivan Dichko, gold medal at the Asian Championships 2013, bronze medal at the 2012 London Olympics, bronze medal at the 2012 AIBA World Championships in Baku. I venture you will hear uproarious support from the local crowd in attendance for Ivan Dichko. And a technical win, a walkover for Kazakh fighter Ivan Dichko. Kumar Saitesh has not appeared in the ring, so an early shower for the Kazakh fighter. He'll go through to the semis where he will meet Eric Pfeiffer.
Seconds off.
Well, today the quarterfinals have presented 10 weight divisions in each of our 2 sessions, from light flyweight at 46 to 49 kilograms through to super heavyweight at 91 plus kilograms. With the preliminaries out of the way, and now the quarterfinals out of the way, we have the semi-finals to come. So with the matchups that you've seen today from Session 2 in Ring B, pitching Putti through to the semis, Alawan Misha through to the semis, Berik Abdrakhmanov, Lazaro Estrada, Maestre, Despagne, Ward, Pereza, Pfeiffer and Dichko. They will be the matchups in the semis, concluding our quarterfinal sessions here in Ring B. The upcoming AIBA events are the World Series of Boxing Season 4, the 15th of November 2013 to the 31st of May 2014. All the details available on www.worldseriesboxing.com. Semi-finals Session 1 on the 25th of October 2013. That's 1400 local time and 0800 Greenwich Mean Time. So thank you for joining me today, Will Vanders, for this exciting AIBA World Championship fight action from Almaty in Kazakhstan. Till the semi-final session on the 25th of October. Take care, and we hope you'll join us then.
Seconds out. Round 3, position out.